Now, I can't say that I've been a fan of Doctor Who for an extremely long time. I know there are some people who've been watching Who since old Who, but I got into it probably about 6 or so years ago. So I can't say I wasn't there right when the new Who came back. But one of the things was that my first experience with Doctor Who was I actually read one of the books, and it was The Origin of the Daleks, or the Daleks. Um, and it was about, everything that happened with the creation of them, the rising up against the Kalids. And it was a fun book. I think it was supposed to be the fourth Doctor, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time since I read the book. That being said, Doctor Who has been in a very bad place. The ratings have dropped, the viewership has dropped, and overall, people are just not fans of it as they used to be. So when the guy who was part of the team of the highest point of Doctor Who's fandom, which is during the 10th Doctor, or, David Tennant's run as the Doctor. Um, Having him come back, people were like, oh man, this is going to be great. And I can summarize a lot of feelings by saying male presenting. So let's just point out insulting the majority of your fans is not going to work. And on top of that, you also have the fact that you just insulted every trans man because you basically said women are better. Um, that's not how you do this. There are certain things you could say or do, but let's just point out going out of your way to insult an entire group of people who have been fans by claiming that one gender is better than the other without even realizing by doing so you're also insulting trans men. You literally did that in the show with the special because you came out and said you were better at, like, wish you were still, the female doctor, or whatever the exact line was. A real gigantic slap in the face to anybody who's been a fan of the series and knowing that the um, 13th Doctor, or, Jodie Whittaker, was the lowest rated, lowest watched, and least liked Doctor of all the Doctors. So I don't get that. I mean, the rest of the special was mid at best, but you know, RTD, what were you doing? You thought, oh, I'm going to insult all the fans. On top of that, the next Doctor who's coming after these specials, Ncuti Gatwa, I believe is how his name is said. Otherwise, I'm going to just call him Eric because of the show he was in that I had watched called Sex Education. Ncuti Gatwa is going to be the 15th Doctor, the one that the new show is going to be following. And he's an okay actor, but after watching all of Sex Education, I'm not, I'm kind of like, I don't know. Plus, after seeing this first special, I really don't know. Ncuti Gatwa's character in Sex Education was a gay man, or I should say a gay teenager, and he went from, in the first season, probably being the best character in the show, through the rest of the series, dropping down to one of the worst characters in the show. Mainly because he kept cheating on every one of his boyfriends. And then just his whole story arc just spiraled down, and I couldn't stand it. I couldn't tell which character I liked less by the end of the series, Eric or Otis. The two main characters of the show both were the two worst characters of the show. Um, and his acting in Sex Education was okay at best, Maybe, when he plays the Doctor, he'll be a little bit better. I don't know. But I don't have high hopes. I don't think it's going to do very good. I think that by insulting the fans with a line about how male presenting doctors or, male presenting people won't know how to, like, get rid of power. Let's just point out that if you think that a woman gives up her power, is willing to just forget all the power, you haven't read history. Not every female leader has been some sort of saint who's been the best thing in the world. Some of them have been even worse than men. There have been some incredibly bloody conflicts that have happened because women were in charge. Now, it's not saying every single woman, this isn't saying every single female leader, but to sit there and act like just because it's a woman means that she's going to do a better job than a man, that's not true. It's the same thing of saying that a man's, you can't say a man will always do a better job than a woman. The thing is that there will be some who will be better at doing certain things than others, regardless of gender. And by strongly putting your foot down about male presenting doctors or Time Lords would never know how to give up power after everything. And let's just point out, you're saying this to the Doctor, the particular hero of this series, who throughout the course of the 60 years of this show's run has given up everything time after time after time, giving up his own personality to have to regenerate, to save everyone, to never be able to be in love with anyone because of how he would lose them. And you're telling this person that he wouldn't understand. The easiest way to say is go fuck yourself. All right? The Doctor has been a selfless hero for longer than most people can even imagine. And somebody who just inherited the power thinks that they know better than somebody who's had the power for such a long time. And it's unbelievable that Tennant decided to agree to come back with this being the script. So unless somehow the next two specials do a better job, which I don't know. I mean, if your first special is a big freaking turd, and this is supposed to be what's going to bring people back, I don't think it's going to work. I think it's over. But I could be wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, because I like Doctor Who. I especially really like Matt Smith's Doctor, and I like his run. I know that Tennant usually is everybody's favorite, but, I like Matt Smith a little bit better. But that being said, I don't know. I don't have high hopes for the new Doctor Who stuff. I don't, especially after the special. I mean, and the next Doctor, like I said, I watched the show he was in, and I thought he was okay at best. So, you'd need a really good writer, really good plot to help a person who may not be the best actor in the world. So we'll have to wait and see, but I don't know.